Hey!
It is the Normies, and we're here to do another sub versus dub.
SVD. That sounds like a bad thing. I got the SVD.
Got a lot of SVD. We had an SVD playlist. This is the big kahuna, Sukuna himself. The big bad of Jujutsu Kaisen. We are going to decide. Guys, we're doing it a little differently, okay? This is going to be a brand new type of sub v dub. This time, the sub and dub teams are assigned.
Yes.
Whether you like it or not, whether you're biased or not, you're gonna have to defend your side. Why?
Did you make this because I like the dub too much?
Not
if you actually get dub again.
Most of the time, the sub slams the dub, and we end up trying to give reasons to pick the dub, which some people are like, But now we have a reason to fight for our side.
Fair enough.
Yay, sorry. I thought it was Sukuna. It's not Sukuna, sorry.
Yay. But now we have a reason to fight for our side.
Yes.
So we're gonna draw sub or dub out of this hat. 2 people are gonna be for the sub, 2 people are gonna be for the dub. We're gonna have to argue our points and see. But for this one, I think you guys are gonna have to decide.
Yeah.
Who do you think made the better points?
Yeah.
Who do you think is the victor? Sub, dub, this time you decide!
You know, I know there's a sub, you can have either a sub or a dub, but I just want to have a healthy paper.
Healthy paper. All right, yeah. All right.
It could be a sub or it could be a dub. I don't know. I don't know what my paper is, but I just hope it's healthy.
Healthy paper.
No matter what side I get, I'm going for the dub. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Well,
Healthy baby, get it, guys?
Ah, you dropped it. That's the bad luck one.
No, this is the good luck one.
Oh my god!
Oh, we both got dub.
Yeah, boy!
Okay.
Sub squad out
Sub versus dub
here!
crew.
Dub squad.
We won. They're not gonna be able to argue for the dub.
Whatever.
I haven't heard the dub yet. What if it is ass?
You always like the dub. 10 out of 10. Chris is gonna say, I like looking at the visuals more.
I do. Maybe if it was a radio play, it'd be different.
So this is the dub voice actor, English voice actor. Ray Chase, he's 36 years old. He has voice acted in games and audiobooks. He is won Voice Actor of the Year in 2018. Graduated from University of Southern California. He is One Punch Man, Puri Puri Prisoner.
Puri Puri Prisoner! I forgot about Puri Puri Prisoner.
Let's go!
He is my favorite Tenjin Uzui from Demon Slayer. We actually do watch Demon Slayer in dub, actually? No, we don't watch in sub. Oh, no,
Yeah, but I heard the dub because it was on Cartoon Network a couple of nights ago.
Cool. He's a master of masters, Kingdom Hearts. He's also plays Choso in JJK. So he not only does Sukuna, he also does Choso.
This is gonna be crazy because, like I said about the Cartoon Network thing, we're doing a staycation, so we're watching Cartoon Network, and it was the episode with Tenzin in it. Uzui. My bad, Tengen. Tengen Uzui in it, and he sounded like a normal guy. He sounded like a dude.
Yeah.
Just like a hey there guy.
Did he sound flashy?
I don't know how you would translate that in English without making him sound wildly gay, and I think they should have went that way. Because in English he just sounded like he was. I know, but like, how do you sound flashy without being like very flamboyant, like straight masterful of it all? But anyway, no, he did not.
All right.
We'll see.
So that is
All right,
Ray
Ray
Chase for Sukuna English dub. And this is our Sukuna Japanese voice actor. And his name is Junichi Suwabe. He's 51 years old. He's nominated for Best Singing Award at the 6th Seiyu Awards.
Man, how come every Japanese actor and actress is also a singer?
Voice actors, maybe you use your voice for a lot of things.
Oh, wait.
Like
He's
that.
Grimmjow.
Grimmjow!
Aizawa in My Academia. And Daiko Amino in Kuroko no Basketball.
Probably Aomine.
So Nanomi English voice actor plays Grimmjow, and Sukuna Japanese voice actor plays Grimmjow. So
Nice.
I love
What
it.
if they give each other notes?
Who knows? Maybe they do. All right, we ready for this?
We're ready.
For the first one.
I knew it! The light feels best in the flesh! The special grade cursed object has incarnated. Cursed flesh is so boring. So now, where are the people, the women? For the wonderful era to be reawakened. Women and children are crawling everywhere like maggots. How marvelous! It'll be a massacre!
What are you you think you're doing with my body? Give it back.
Hey, wait. How are you doing that?
Well, it's my body.
Wait. He's suppressing me?
ああ、やはり光は生で感じるに限るな。呪霊の肉などつまらん。人は、女はどこだ。いい時代になったものだな。女も子供も宇治のように湧いている。素晴らしい大札だ。
人の体で何してんだよ。返せ。
お前、なんで動ける？
いや、俺の体だし。
抑え込まれる。
Even if I didn't actually have to pick one, I would have gone with dub. Because it just seems like the voice was much deeper compared to the, not because of the acronym deep, but just it seemed like Ray Chase Sukuna was much, like the voice was much more deeper and maniacal than it was.
Like when he said women and children, it
women
felt
and children,
gross.
they're like, yeah. And even the laugh in the beginning was just much more terrifying compared to when we heard Suwabe in the Japanese voice actor.
I just feel like that sinister voice that Junichi has, and again, I know it's Junichi we're rating here, but also the person playing Ichigo, who we haven't done yet.
No.
The person playing not
Itadori.
Yuji.
I always do
Yuji
this.
Itadori.
The person playing Itadori sounds more like how I feel Itadori should sound. Like it's kind of got that dumbfounded One Punch Man Saitama type of like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing with my body? Whereas in the dub, it's like, what are you doing with my body? I don't know. It was, I felt like the juxtaposition between the two voices, our Sukuna plays off better with our Itadori.
Interesting.
See, I think our guy stands on his own.
Yeah, doesn't really need to be played off another voice actor.
Also, with the way he was like, he suppressing me felt more like, oh, like that's I don't know. It gave me the hint that, oh, like if I'm my first time around, like it's a really big deal. Like what? You know what I mean? Like in the other one, he's like, he's suppressing me. It felt like a statement, and you have to infer from that. I like that they kind of gave it a little bit of a lead in the dub where he's like, he suppressing me? Weird. But yeah, you know, I thought the young homie Ray pulled through.
Yeah. I actually really enjoyed the dub. I know I've seen JJK in dub first and then sub. I think just some voices are just better done in sub versus dub, but this one I really did enjoy.
We'll give you the Itadori, but Sukuna.
I actually like Itadori in dub as well for some reason, because it just sounded like, you know, Sukuna here, who is this scary monster who can kill everybody, and then Yuji, who's like just an idiot, not idiot, but like just naive kid who doesn't know any better, and it's like, oh, you, like, what are you doing with my body? Like, who the fuck are you?
To me, it sounds like there is truly something demonic about Suwabe's voice when you compare it to Itadori's casual, like, hey, what are you doing, man? And with your guys, he sounds evil. I'm gonna say your guys because you're the dub, Chris. Ray sounds evil enough, but it just didn't sound like your Itadori was shooketh enough by that. It's supposed to be a demonic presence, but I don't know. Both of them aren't really shooketh, so it's hard to say. What do you think, Rana? You haven't said words.
Yeah. So this was actually like, if we weren't doing it this way, it'd be like, oh damn, there is a little toughness to
But
it.
we are doing it this way. Fuck the dub.
The laughs, I'm gonna give them equal. Honestly, the laughs were both. I was like, wait, the laugh change or not? I was like, they're both really good. Now with like the dub Sukuna and everything, I was scared. I'm like, wow, he's so happy to be, broken from his shell. He's out. He's seeing all these women and children and, the massacre and all of that. But it was just like, it sounded like crazily, like overly, like I'm gonna like make this sound like he's a scary guy, like I'm going for it. But with Suwabe, there's like an underlining, like Serge was saying, demonic. It was scary. Like you're meant to be scared of him. He doesn't need to like raise his voice crazily enough and everything. He's just like the demon himself. And just like the deepness of his voice, the energy he portrays, not too much, but it's also enough kind of energy. I don't know. There's like, he found a good middle ground to what the sub Sukuna is supposed to sound like.
Interesting.
It was hard though because
was
even in the
difficult.
beginning, I couldn't tell if it was sub or dub that we were watching
Yeah.
with the laugh. Like,
yeah,
I'm
because
like,
the laugh was
is this
just a
sub?
laugh. Yeah.
But they were
But they
both,
both
on
did
par.
it differently.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was similar.
But they're both really good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, this is
my
hard.
sub is
Yeah,
So
so-
that
just a little bit more demonic.
And I shouldn't have said like ours was more shooketh because if anything ours was less shooketh, but that's what Itadori is kind of like. He's nonchalant, and he is nonchalant in the dub as well. But
You saying that in sub usually seemed less shooketh than in compared to in dub, it was like, oh my god, what's happening with my body? Like more shooketh. I thought it would be the opposite.
yeah,
Or none at all. Like I think usually was the
he's
shook-
supposed
it was
to
just
kind of
more
shake
like,
it
what?
off. Like it wasn't like what's happening. Even
Yeah.
in the dub,
Yeah.
he was just like, hey, what are you doing with my body?
Yeah,
But
like who are you?
I don't know.
That's-
Like, why are you here?
That's the boy. He's super chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, the nuances are hard with Sukuna in this one, with Rei and Suwabara. Suabe. Sorry. It's very hard to distinguish who did it better because like the fourth NORMIE scene we did, they both sound kind of the same.
Oh yeah, that was so difficult.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe it'll heat up better, but I think dub definitely got this one.
yeah. You guys
think-
will let us know in the.
Maybe so, but we'll see. I actually think the comments are going to tie this first scene, but we'll see.
Comments always lean towards sub.
No, this thing was really
This
good.
one is the domain expansion. It's where first mission they go without Gojo
Yeah.
and they almost get killed.
All right, special grade. You just keep trying. Pleased with yourself, huh? You want praise now? But healing with cursed energy isn't all that difficult. It's a lot easier for cursed spirits than it is for humans. Neither you nor this punk whose body I'm in truly understand what curses really are. This is a good opportunity. So I will use it to show you exactly what real Jujutsu is. Domain expansion. Malevolent Shrine. I was only planning to slice you into 3, but I guess you were weaker than I thought. Oh yeah, and then there's this. I will be taking this.
いいぞ特急頑張れ頑張れ嬉しそうだな褒めてやろうかだが呪力による地位は人間と違い呪霊にとってそう難しいことではないぞお前もこの小僧も呪いの何たるかをまるで分かっていないないい機会だ教えてやる本物の呪術というものを領域展開福間水す3枚に下ろしたつもりだったんだがやはり弱いなお前そうそうそれからこれこれはもらっていくぞ
Dub was not it. I'm just gonna say. I'm not even gonna say anything bad except it was not it. But with the sub, it's like immediately he I'm like I don't even care what you're saying. I'm like yes, you sound so good. Yes, yeah, let's kill this person. Let's just like whatever you're saying. I'm down. It sounds so good. It gives me chills. I feel like I want to marry him. I want to like slap him. I want to do everything to him at the same moment with his voice. It's just so good.
I'm so confused.
So
Like it's so
What
good.
I
And
will
the way,
say-
and the way he said domain
You
expansion.
don't want to slap him?
I'm so
Like-
sorry. I didn't. all right.
And the way he said domain expansion.
Ryoichi Tenkai.
Perfect.
I think they both approached the scene a little bit differently. Still as like a cocky villain. The dub was more of your, dare I say, like your typical like, let's see what's going on here. Like what do you got for me? And the sub, I feel like he phrased it more like he was very curious about this. Like he's genuinely curious of like, oh, look at this cute little special grade. What can you handle? Like, check this out. You don't even know what curses are. All right, no one knows. It was more like how I feel Sukuna should be kind of like whimsically making discoveries about how this world has changed now since he's last been out. And yeah, the dub was good, but again, played more as like the cocky, like let's see what you got type of deal, which is still different than the first scene. Like we're seeing different facet of Sukuna still from both, but I like the sub's more whimsical approach.
I do feel like in dub with the sound mixing, it just sounds like his voice is reverberating like a little bit, and I don't know if that's it. You said that it actually might be him grunting it more.
That's what I said.
I did, but then when I listen to it more, there might be something.
I think it sounds like there is something. There's like not necessarily auto tune. Like I don't know the terminology, but it sounds like his voice is like there is a depth to it. And I don't know if that's him creating it himself, but I actually like the way I see Sukuna play it. It's just essentially like, I am the shit. Like, I am the cocky bastard. Nobody can, like, honestly, nobody here matches up to even the dirt that I stand on. So for him, so Sukuna just in here was like, okay, so you. All right, so you are here. Let's see what you can do. And then obviously he did domain expansion just to show it off. And was like, and again, like, I was just gonna like slice you 3 times, but you got like even more. He was like, you had no stand. Like, he had no chance to stand on it. It's like, oh, you're weaker than that. Like, okay, so not only that I'm stronger than you, I'm way stronger than you because you got cut even more than I expected. His voice just sounds way more... Ray Chase sounds much more deeper in this than Junichi. And again, I don't know if they're doing something with the audio. It just...
You gotta give it to it.
It sounds like there's an echo something. This weird, like, not like... I don't know.
I'll have to listen to it again to try to figure out what the effect is. But I think I get what you're
But I do enjoy that effect because it does make it like does give Sukuna Ray Chase a little bit more depth. Like the voice is coming from inside of something, which it is. He is inside of somebody else's body, so the voice is coming a little bit from further away. I do like really enjoy that.
And we do like rate the sound mixing with it.
Yeah, because sometimes the sound mixing will do some silly shit.
Yeah, like, you know, when Naruto, Sasuke versus Sasuke!
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, for me, Sukuna is a bit of a gangster. He's kind of like, even when you see him sitting on his throne, when he's when they're in that fight with Mahito, he's like laid back. His legs are fucking. He's chill.
Yeah,
he's at home.
Like, who the
he's
fuck
like
you think you are?
Scarface sitting on a mound of coke. And when he was like in Japanese, he calls him a brat, but in this one, he's like this little punk. Yeah, I'm using his body. Like he's treating him like he's on some gang shit, and I appreciate that. Like Sukuna sounds like he's been at it for a while, because he has. Sounds like he knows all the ins and outs, because he does. He sounds seasoned, and he's like, this is a bunch of bullshit. I'm just kind of here to fuck around. Like, I don't know. It's like Michael Jordan stepping on the court playing against like a 6-year-old. Like, he kind of treats everyone in a room like that. And even later on when he's going against Jogo, he's like, yeah, you know, I need to have some fun, to stretch it out a little bit. At least Jogo's like, you know, college level basketball.
And
he's still about to get fucking banged on.
And that's why he was like, with Jogo, he was like, you were actually strong. Like, and that's the only point where he's like, I already assumed that everybody's weaker than me, and then Jogo was like, you were weak, but honestly, you were much, like, a little bit more fun than
So that's how
people.
I see Sukuna is like, as an absolute pro, and I think the English voice actor is bringing, like, pure pro energy, like, unaffected, being like, okay, like, we're here. We're gonna get this done because, you know, I got this body for a bit, and that's how I'm gonna treat it. Nonchalant, but in a fun way, and also knowing he's gonna win. He approaches every situation like he's knowing he's gonna win, and that's what I get from
I didn't quite
English.
get.
This is right after, essentially, like right after this last scene that we saw.
Okay, we about to jump into it, Pele. Why you already know who gonna win the dub, boys? We got Big D on your build up. Yeah.
Okay, Sukuna takes Yuji hostage. Again.
What are you waiting for? If you're gonna switch, then do it already! Uh-oh, something wrong, Brat? Yeah, sorry, but he isn't going to be coming back. There's no reason to be scared. I'm in such a great mood right now. Let's just chat for a bit. The kid had it coming for just using me without making any kind of a deal. And now it feels like he's having some trouble switching back. But then no matter what he did, this would have ended up the same. I've been thinking about the different ways I can do this. I'm taking this brat hostage. It's simple. See, I can live without this. But that ain't true for your punk friend. Switching out with me means he dies. Oh, and also, for good measure. And with that, I'm now as free as a bird. And now you can be frightened, because I'm about to kill you just for the hell of it.
不愉快だ。変わるのならさっさと変われ。どうした小僧。残念だが、奴なら戻らんぞ。そう怯えるな。今は機嫌がいい。少し話そう。これは何の縛りもなく俺を利用したツケだな。俺と変わるのに少々手こずっているようだ。しかしまあそれも時間の問題だろう。そこで俺に今できることを考えた。小僧を人質にする。俺はこれなしでも生きていられるがな。小僧はそうもいかん。俺と変わることは死を意味する。そしてさらにダメ押しだ。さてと、晴れて自由の身だ。もう怯えていいぞ。殺す。特に理由はない。
This is why I feel like the dub voice actor just belongs in a different universe. I don't know how to explain it. Like
I do hear the Pete now slightly. But not like Pete, but I know what you mean.
I meant to like it's just like in the Mickey world. I'm trying to say like the voice feels displaced in this world here.
Feels like a Disney villain.
Yeah, and I say like the thing is I did like some things he actually said to dub actor. I was like, oh, he sounds cool and I get it, but it just feels displaced here. Like and especially with that mouth thing, like whatever.
I did like.
Hey,
I actually like that in dub.
all right.
I was like, oh, that made me feel something too.
It did. It was gross. It's supposed
it's
to
a
be.
whole ass finger that he just swallowed. Like there gotta be some noises.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my only gripe. Like the sub just sounds like more fitting. It sounds cooler. Like more like he knows what he's doing. Like he doesn't have any fear. Like I don't care if you think I sound cool or not. And I don't know. There's like it just the dub feels displaced for me somehow.
I do like that they added that. in
Yeah,
the dub.
that was like
I was
whole
curious in the
lot.
sub. If
I
he
know,
made
me
a sound,
too.
didn't make anything, just like.
He's like,
little
he's like,
Again, it's hard for me to say because like I would like to see at least hopefully this next Sukuna scene has more of the rage Sukuna like we saw in the very first scene. But to me, it feels like Junichi has a bit more range in how he's playing Sukuna because it's that graveliness is not there. It hasn't been there in this scene or the previous scene. But in the first scene, it was kind of matched up, right? He was like crazy. He was like,
Like it just
so
came
like
out.
he can do that. And to me, like I know he's not the devil, but he's the big bad. And I feel
is
like
the
the devilish, that kind of person should be able to switch on like the charm of like, hey, I'm like sophisticated as hell, and I can explain to you that I'm just gonna kill you for no reason at all, but also channel that rage. Whereas the dub, I feel like that rage is always kind of persistently there. Like he doesn't sound suave, you know what I mean? He's just kind of like, I'm just gonna kill you for the hell of it. It's not like. I don't know. It doesn't sound sophisticated.
it would fit in My Hero Academia. It feels.
Yeah, that's interesting because I don't see dub as like his voice is from the rage perspective. Like that's just his voice, like with the graveliness to it. He's like not anger because when he's talking to what's his name, Fushiguro. When he's talking to Fushiguro, it's like he's just like, okay, yeah, like let's chat a little bit. Like there's no reason to freak out or whatever. Like this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take Yuji hostage because he made no pact. I don't know, with the voice, I really do enjoy Ray Chase's voice, the way he's playing Sukuna, and the way, I will say in the last one, I think Sukuna's most popular line is Gambare Gambare.
Yeah,
Obviously, you can't really say that in English. That's like really specifically in Japanese. So when he said it in the last one, it's like, okay, we all kind of knew what it was like. We all repeated it. There's just some words
What does
that
that
you just
mean?
know. Try your best.
Like and also like I've seen
keep
so many
trying, don't try your
cosplays
best.
of like it's always in sub. Like they're always doing that one voice who Gambare
But
Gambare.
yeah, because he says it a lot. Because he essentially that's what he is. Like he's not curious. He's not testing a hypothesis. He knows that he is the badass here. So he's like, keep trying. Gambare Gambare, like try your best. Like what are you gonna do? Like keep trying because he is always teasing the other character. I was like, yeah, do your best. Let me like provoke you, so you do the best you can because you know you ain't shit. And this one, he's like, let me just talk to Fushiguro because we know, like, I'm here talking to Fushiguro. He is scared. He knows I have a leverage, and let me just have this conversation while I eat this.
I think
sloppiest
Dub sloppy, the sloppiest of toppies. I think Dub showed range in the beginning where he's got that kind of gruff, gravelly where he's mad because he's like, all right, I did my thing and I'm about to switch over. But as he lightens up a bit, he's like, oh, the kid, you can't take me back. Let me.
That is much more depth in Dub than in Sub.
And he hit that, and then he calms down. And while he's talking to him, and also in Dub, he says, "Well, I've been thinking about doing this for a while. Like, he had it planned, and he was like, I've been trying to figure out how I could do this, and I got it." And like, I think in Sub, he says something slightly different, but like, it feels like he had more of a plan. He feels like a gruff, piratey type of motherfucker who still, once again, is like, oh, like, I'm mad because I'm about to lose, but turns out I'm not. Turns out I'm on top of it. Turns out I got it all. He sounds in control. He doesn't sound like he has to be suave because there's no one he needs to impress because there's no one on his level.
Yeah. Yeah, I did enjoy the beginning, like, the way it was, like, oh, he was mad at Yuji, like, okay, now change already, like, if you're going to change it. And then when he realized that's not going to happen, there was a noise, like, that laugh, the smirk that he made, that it was not as prevalent in Sub. When he just realized, like, oh, okay, like, it's not happening. Let me go from there.
You said it, so I'll say it. As soon as you said piratey, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
He sounds a bit too more like, I'll walk the plank for that, me matey.
Well, not that part.
Yeah, but like, it's
there's so many different kind of pirates.
It's too mustache twirly soundy to me with the dub. That's
Look, man, you know what? Your Sukuna's trying to be suave because he has people he needs to impress. Our guy, there's no one on his level. He doesn't have peers. You can't peer pressure the man because he ain't got peers.
He ain't trying to impress anybody. That's just who he is.
You said he sounded suave. Who's he sounding suave for?
He's not trying to intimidate because he knows he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Chris? Sure.
Well, that's how you take it.
That's not what you guys said.
You don't take it like you took that finger.
Why are you trying to twist our words?
Oh, is this with Jogo?
Jogo, yeah. So
jump into season 2.
Yeah, the last one is Sukuna kills Jogo. Season 2, end of season 2, when he comes out and create chaos.
Even Sukuna shouldn't be able to escape that unharmed. If it had hit. Why did you decide not to use your domain? I already know I can't win in a battle of domains with you. Is that how it went with Satoru Gojo? Spoken like a true loser. Although, I'll admit you have managed to pique my interest, so I'll fight you with your own specialty. Open. You're not familiar with this one? I thought it was well known, but I suppose a cursed spirit like you wouldn't know about it. Don't worry. I won't do anything petty like revealing my technique. Arm yourself. Let's have a contest of firepower.
少なといえど無傷では済むまい。当たればな。なぜ領域を使わない？領域の押し合いでは勝てないことは分かっている。五条悟がそうだったからか？負け犬根性極まれりだな。だがせっかく今日が乗ってきたところだ。お前の得意でやってやろう。フーガ。そうか。知られているものと思っていたが、そもそも呪霊知らぬはずだ。心配せずとも術式の開示などこすい真似はせん。構えろ。火力勝負といこう。
We'll start on this end. So our guy's killing it.
Yeah.
He's bringing, and this is going to be the most controversial thing I ever said. He's bringing the energy like he's doing a Yakuza, but like in English, like the way he's wording his words, I feel like it's like very step slow, like laying down the bricks of the shit that he's about to say as he's saying it. Like it's scary, but it's still smooth and it's still gangster. And I like that. You know what I mean? Like, once again, like he doesn't have peers. And that's how he's kind of coming at everybody. And he's like, oh, this guy, he gets a little bit of respect. Just a little bit. But he's bringing it out that way.
Yeah.
Let me go head to head with Debate Master. Then you and then you. Again, a little mustache twirly for me from the dub side, from Mr. Ray Chase. I have to go with the sophisticated argument again. Your guy sounds like a bully.
He is.
But Sukuna he transcends just being a bully. Like your guy's like, what a loser. Ours is like, that is the epitome of what a loser is. You know what I mean?
Like got loser spirit.
It's more like he's like fascinated with the things he's discovering. I still go by like the science, like he knows he's the shit, but he's still just like, interesting. Oh, you're just so weak. That's the epitome of a loser. He's not like being a bully so much as that he just knows who he is. Like he doesn't have to.
Well, to my old bag of tricks, I think that's just what a Japanese bully sounds like.
Yakuza, especially.
They hit you with a bully a little differently.
Yeah, I think if you like going with
You would yell.
Yakuza one, I wouldn't see it as a pirate, but definitely Yakuza. Like that's how. Watching The Way of the House Husband. That's
right. He kind of sounds like.
Husband sounds like
because he's
ex-Yakuza.
The House Husband.
And that's how he just like, oh, you right here. You
that really helps because I watched The Way of the House Husband in English, so
and
like in my mind.
That is a Kanjuro Suda there, right there.
So he would have made a better NORMIE, Ray Chase.
Because like he's not
No,
like
not
he's
necessarily.
not like a mobster. That's not who Sukuna is.
But he was he was the like
He is
like he was the devilest
otherworldly.
of devil who literally took like. You know when they're saying when they were fighting Jogo and Choso, and like, why do you want to bring Sukuna back? You know, like we will all be underneath him. It's essentially like
He's the top
when
of the
you
mob.
bring Sukuna, he's the top of the mob. He will rule over all of you guys. So for him to just be like, hey, in this scene, he is a little bit curious because like, oh, Jogo, like you actually piqued my interest. Like you actually held your own. So I will give you all my own. But up until then, he's like, I am the shit. Yeah, you thought that's hit me? Like, yeah, that would have definitely obliterated it if it hit me. But
you
it
can't
did
hit
not.
me.
Because you know who you're talking to? Like, well, it's me. So like, yeah, he just like his voice is like ex-Yakuza who was like on the top boss man. He's a boss
He's
man.
otherworldly. He's like
He's a devil.
But he doesn't
If it
have,
would've
that's
hit
the
me, yeah,
thing.
yeah, it would've-
He doesn't have to like be like, oh, ha ha in your face, or be like extra scared in your face, because Sukuna knows who he is in the sub.
your guy's beating his chest. Our Sukuna don't have to beat
He's
his
like,
chest.
you know what? You can either
I don't
believe
know
I'm
who
scary
you're
or
seeing.
not. Regardless, you're going down, and that's how confident he is. And just confidence exudes from him. There's no like,
Our guys is brushing dirt off his shoulder, and he's
That's
like,
our
"Oh, damn.
dude.
Oh damn!
you described my
What
dude.
the fuck?
The dirt
you said he's
runs
over
a-
here, beating his
The
chest.
dirt
Nah,
runs
man.
away from his shoulder.
You guys have never been on debate team and it shows.
Yeah, I've never.
100%.
Obviously, I did
And you
sports.
have-
Absolutely not.
I did sports.
I've done many debate, but like we're just talking about what we are essentially saying the same thing.
Are we?
Sukuna is like brushing off the dirt. Like that's how Sukuna is. Let's just talk about how the voice fits that
All
personality.
right, we're all gonna debate
Well,
now. Who made you the
to be
queen
honest,
of debate?
the last
That-
3 scenes have been the same emotional, like you know what I mean. The first scene
Yeah.
was the maniacal, so we are going to be saying the same things, but it stands to reason. Like our guy sounds more calm and collected. Your guy sounds more like, I'm your typical anime villain.
And just like
what you're hearing,
for delivery
It's
for
weird
me.
that they're hearing the laugh. Sukuna haven't laughed since like a first episode.
It's the voice. It's the underlying voice that's portraying. I really don't know if there's some like sound verb on it or whatever, but that's just what it makes it sound like.
The voice sounds like it's compensating for something.
Yeah.
Whereas or it's,
Sometimes when you got BDE, you just hype about it. You know, sometimes
That's very true.
you don't have to sit off in the background. Sometimes you can be up in the foreground, and that's where our guy's at. He up in the foreground.
Even like the
Yeah.
delivery of lines, like I'd like both of them saying "arm yourself," but in the sub, it sounded like, "Oh, bro, just arm yourself. You're still dying." Like you worry me. No way.
The voice of the English sub voice or dub, it sounds like he is older, which Sukuna is 100, who knows
He's
how many
ancient.
years older compared to like Sukuna with Japanese voice actor. Like I mean, Japanese voice actor is older than Ray Chase, but the way he sounds like it doesn't sound like he himself, Sukuna, is as old, experienced as he actually genuinely is. Like when you put two or two like side by side, it just sounds like Ray Chase is just like that old, gravelly Yakuza boss man, the white beard from One Piece.
if he's so
per se.
experienced, why does he feel the need to still act like a bully?
Because he is a
He
bully.
likes being a bully.
That's
He's
what
the
Sukuna
bully.
is.
But
So,
like
He's the bad
Sukuna's
guy.
character
Yeah, but
he is like
why-
he's a bully. Like
he's
who's
not.
gonna
He's gonna
bully
kill
over the
1,000
world.
people and love it.
And he's essentially like usually like
wouldn't-
I'm gonna take over this and I'm not gonna give you your body back and I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want until I get what I want and
I
until
don't.
that
I wouldn't
whole
describe
world
him as
ends.
a bully though. Like your dub guy makes him sound like a bully. The sub, this is his birthright. This is who he is. This is just the
Aren't
way.
bullies
This is
think
the
that it's their
order of
birthright?
things. This is the world.
But like the bully sounds
According
like
to
coming
Sukuna.
from like a cartoonish world kind of bully, and this like the sub delivers it as like, hey, I'm cool. Like yeah, you can put like describe me as a bully, but also I'm like, I'm the king.
But we
I
are in
will
a
commend-
technically I mean, it's anime, but like it is a animation cartoon, like a whole worldly, so
like,
it makes sense.
He
but
sounds
I
larger
wanna-
than life, and I like
I'll
that.
commend the dub, Ray Chase, for being tonally consistent because both of them are playing Sukuna slightly different. Whereas like it's tone and person. Now it's come down to just personality. Like yeah, dialogue. Both of their dialogues are great. Their tone and the way they're playing it, they're excelling in that. Now it's basically the last 3 scenes have come down to how we feel Sukuna should come off.
Yeah.
And like to me personally, an otherworldly being, he shouldn't be like your typical villain that you always see. All villains kind of act like the way like the dub guy does. He should be otherworldly, and that's all I can do to explain it.
I don't think all the other villains sounds like Ray Chase because each villain has been different. Like all the ones that we have watched before, Jogo was different. I mean, we're gonna watch Mahito.
Not
again,
JJK
like
necessarily. I mean villains in general. He sounds like your run of the mill like villain. Like I'm
mean,
the
so
bad guy
can
in
be-
like Young Justice or like the bad guy in Bleach. Like
I mean, so can be said for Sukuna and Japanese voice actor as well. He just sounds like any other nonchalant
You would
villain.
compare him to like
But
Madara
the way
or
I
Pain?
am seeing Sukuna, he is he is Yakuza boss led. He is bully, essentially who he is because he has bullied his way in.
the Yakuza is
into
below his
Yoshi's-
feet.
I mean, that's the vibe.
I mean, in a real life, obviously, there's not
yeah,
gonna be Sukuna. So in real life, if you are comparing it with like most evil in Japan, like Yakuza would be there, or like I don't know.
It's kind of like sports. Like when you listen to somebody give an interview after the Super Bowl, yeah, they won. And sometimes they knew they were going to win.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're like, I fucking told you, I'm over here. I did the thing that you knew I was going to do. That's the energy I got. And I feel like our guys bringing that energy. Like yeah, sure, there are times to be calm and humble, but fuck that. I'm a goddamn God. I don't have to be humble. I act the way I want in the moment. I run this shit. When I'm on screen, I'm the only thing on screen. When I'm in a fight, I'm the only thing in the fight. I am the goddamn top.
Yeah, I wasn't playing the
I
game
know the
because I
knocks.
was curious what would happen.
I knew I was gonna go. And
And
so that's what I'm here to do. It's inevitable.
and I'm offended that you think that you were gonna win. Like, are you excuse me? Do you
going
know
with
who you are?
I am the one who knocks approach. I'm going with he don't need to even knock.
Exactly.
The
That's
door,
the
door is a
point.
non-issue.
Yeah.
But like, it's all personality, guys. They
all
both
personality.
did. Ray Chase and Junichi both did well with their respective Sukunas, and I'm actually glad that it is not 1-to-1 the same type of Sukuna because like they're playing it differently, but it just depends on what works for you. How do you feel it should be, and take the manga out of it. If you read the manga and you interpret it a certain way, I guess that's your internal voice. So what did you think when you read the manga? Did you read it more like the Yakuza boss, or read it more like a nonchalant kind of like easygoing type of Sukuna?
I think it's always interesting when you read the manga first and then you watch it because you have a whole different imagination in your head. So yeah, that would be very curious to know if you guys have read it and what you thought about that.
Who won? Who's next?
You guys better be fighting in the comments.
Yeah, I want to see blood.
Oh, comments is gonna be all sub the whole way.
Now we'll see. And what did you guys think of this format? This is an experiment, but let's see. If you guys like this, let us know. We can go back to this because this is just a way to make it more fair.
I did like it this way, but I like the other way better because that way I feel like if I was genuinely in dub, and if you guys actually like dub as well, you won't be like pushing it down on
Exactly.
it. That hurt. Like me pushing it down on sub if I didn't. I will say,
we gotta
honestly,
fight it, we gotta
I
fight
did
it.
actually enjoy the dub.
You did honestly like
I
it. Like,
honestly
both you
did
guys did
enjoy the dub because I think the way.
I thought you did great.
Yeah, when we heard sub, like it was fine, but like when we put it 2 and 2 together, I was like, oh, I like the.
I'll give
gravelly
dub
voice.
the first video. They won that one, but the rest was definitely sub. But if we did the old way, I probably would have picked dub for the first video and sub for the last 3.
I think
There were things I
dub
liked
would have
about both,
won.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
that was.
What that mouth do?
But to me, sub is like what Sukuna should make me feel. That's just how I feel. All right, guys, we're gonna head out. Let us know who you would like to do next, and please check out our merch store. This Gojo shirt, thank you, is not going to be available for much longer. So we are doing the whole limited edition YouTuber selling shirts thing. Yes. But it is a dope shirt. It's one of our highest selling ones. So please get it while it still lasts. When the sub dub for JJK is over, it's no longer going to be on there. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.